Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. I was having a conversation yesterday with a new Slender for Life weight loss client, and we were going over the foods that she's been eating in the past, and I casually mentioned some areas to consider changing, and I could immediately hear her resistance, her fear, and she's starting to get all backed up about these changes and, oh, this works for me, and my thought was, oh really, then why are we having this conversation? Why are you overweight? But I mostly listened, and I kept bringing her back to, now wait a minute, what's your goal? And what is it that you want most? Do you want to continue eating donuts? Or do you want to be at your goal weight? And she assured me she wanted to be at her goal weight, but on the other hand, she wasn't real crystal clear as to why. What was it that was so compelling about being at her goal weight that would make giving up the donuts worthwhile? And so I was hearing a lot of willpower from her, and I said, well, this is an area that we're really going to do some focus and some work. And it reminded me of a couple things. One was an article by Dr. Dean Ornish a few years ago where he talked about change or die. And it was something like 90% of the people who go through a life-threatening surgery, and the doctor says, look, you got to make some changes in your life or you're going to die, actually end up dying. They have a quadruple bypass. The doc says, look, you got to stop smoking, stop drinking, start eating healthy, you got to exercise, and they'll do that for about 6 months, but pretty soon the old behaviors come back, and then they die because they weren't focused. They for short term used willpower and focused on their health, but they weren't focused on the bigger issue of what was it they were going to do in life when they had good health. And there's another article this is an old one from December 20th of 2007 by Dean Ornish that was in Newsweek, and it says, forget about willpower. And the real secret to sticking to your New Year's resolutions is knowing why you want to lose weight and live healthier. Fear of dying is not sustainable. Joy of living is. And it talks about how Dr. Ornish was at a holiday party, and he saw a friend that he hadn't seen for a while, and he said to this friend, wow, you look great. How did you manage to lose so much weight? And the friend said, well, I tried doing something radical. I'm eating less food. I realized that I liked looking good and feeling good more than I liked eating extra food. I found that I was eating a lot when I felt depressed, stressed, or lonely. So I decided to find other ways of managing stress and being with people I love that weren't centered around eating too much. Many people believe it takes willpower to achieve such goals. I resolved to eat less food. Sounds good in theory, but it's often hard to sustain. If you believe that it's all willpower, then you're likely to be upset with yourself when you don't succeed. Willpower alone is not sustainable. It's a short burst of energy. Pleasure is sustainable. Deprivation is not sustainable. Abundance is. Pain is not sustainable. Ecstasy is. Fear of dying is not sustainable, but joy of living is. If we view changing our diet and lifestyle as deprivation and sacrifice, well, forget about it. You might be able to force yourself to make some changes for a limited period of time, but long-term success will elude you. The article goes on, and I'll have a link here in the blog post to the full article, and I encourage you to read the whole article. There's a lot of great stuff in there. And in fact, there is one more quote that I want to use, and it's from Dr. Ornish's favorite movie, Chocolat. And the quote is, listen, here's what I think. I think we can't go around measuring our goodness by what we don't do, by what we deny ourselves, what we resist, and who we exclude. I think we've got to measure goodness by what we embrace, what we create, and who we include. And to me, that's what it's really all about. It's not about, I can never ever have a cookie, and I gotta stop doing this, and I gotta stop doing that. Food's not right, wrong, good, or bad. Food's not moral. Food is food. And you've heard me say this before, I've yet to meet a Keebler cookie that's worth eating, let alone slowing anybody down at letting go of 2 or more pounds. But you know what, folks? You're at the neighbor's house for a cup of coffee and they bring out fresh homemade chocolate chip cookies. Of course, you enjoy a cookie. They're a part of life. And if you stay focused on what it is you do want, on the types of activities that you want in life, whether it's being at your grandchildren's wedding, or being able to play with the grandchildren on the playground, or be able to stroll around Europe in your 80s at a svelte size, slender and healthy, and able to walk and move. Those are the things that compel you forward. If you're just doing it for your health or because you should, it's not going to work. If you're focused on the deprivation of what you got to give up, it's not going to work. And don't get me wrong, in order to achieve goals, there's usually a price that has to be paid. The price is less junk food. The price is eating healthy. The price is exercise. But it's what's the reward? What's the goal at the end? Good health, probably not going to get you there. But if you're focused on what it is you can do with good health, then your chances of success are much greater. And here at Hypnosis Health Info, we provide you the hypnosis tools and skills along with other skills in the Slender for Life program to help you achieve your weight loss goals, as well as other goals such as stopping smoking or recovering from cancer or improving your academic or sports performance, whatever it is. The tools and resources are here. So give me a call, 206-903-1232, or send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com, and find your joy in life and go for that. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.